iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance card, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. I apologize, as you hear. I'm pretty sick today. Got a very bad sore throat, but I'm going to try to get this podcast out to you. I think it's important. It's a critical time of year, so I don't want to leave you hanging here. So I'm going to do a brief one, okay? So we're going to go through yesterday's games, Giants and Eagles. An absolute shame that the Giants lost this game. Absolute shame. They played great in the first half and then shut it down in the second half. 13 carries to Saquon Barkley for the whole game. Didn't he have 9 in the first half? How do you not hand him the ball? How do you not throw the ball to Beckham when the Eagles have no secondary? Now, credit goes to the Eagles for continuing to fight and play hard, but the Giants, the play calling was disgusting. I mean, literally disgusting. So if you're a Giant fan right now, you have to be beside yourself. There'd be no way that Pat Shurmur could explain to me why yesterday happened. None. Train wreck. All right, Jaguars and Bills. Bills are just a frustrating team. And the Jaguars are, I think, even more frustrating. The Jaguars are good, but they insist on playing Blake Bortles, who stinks. I mean, he literally stinks. They fired Nathaniel Hackett today. Do you think it's his fault? He can't call plays when the quarterback is atrocious. Put in Cody Kessler. Something. The Bills do nothing, and then they have a good couple of games. Who is this Robert Foster guy? I didn't even know this guy existed. Josh Allen looked great in the first quarter, and then he only threw for 20 yards the rest of the game. Unreal. It's like teams just shut it down. Browns-Bengals. Here's another team that shut it down. The Browns looked great in the first half. It was 28-7. Then they stopped. Then they played not to lose. Why not put the pedal to the metal? Why not do what Tom Osborne and Barry Switzer used to do in the good old days? 72 points against Slippery Rock. Lay it on him. Come on. Let's not be nice. Sean McVay does it. You think it's helped him? I think it has. The Browns, though, Baker Mayfield played a great game. And David Njoku played great. And Nick Chubb, this offense is a Chubb-centric offense. That's why they're so much better. The Bengals, is it just me? Or did they look better with Jeff Driscoll than they did with Andy Dalton? I'm not saying to bench Andy Dalton, but man, Driscoll looked a whole lot better to me. Maybe it was against a prevent defense. I get that, but I thought he looked better. Patriots and Jets. Josh McCown was respectable this week. He likes playing against the Patriots. Tom Brady was efficient as ever. But I think the Patriots are going to live and die this year with Sony Michel. If he's in there, this team's going to the Super Bowl. If he's not, they won't. They won't beat the Chiefs without him. They need to control the clock and to run the football. And they can't do that with James White. They can do that with Sony Michel. He's the key to their season. The Buccaneers and 49ers, Jameis Winston comes in 312 yards and 2 touchdowns. Look at the box score, though. Mike Evans, Adam Humphries, Cameron Brate. These are Jameis Winston's guys. These are his guys. Godwin, no. Deshaun Jackson, no. So if you have Mike Evans right now, good for you. You may make a run in the playoffs because Jameis loves him. For the 49ers, Nick Mullins was disgusting. I mean, look, I guess Cinderella, the slipper fell off. It was midnight. It just was bad. Matt Bryder was a good play, though. Willie Wallace gave you that one on our DFS video. The Seahawks and Panthers, man, I give credit to Russell Wilson. Played great. David Moore made some big catches. Tyler Lockett made some big catches. But Christian McCaffrey was the best player I saw in that field. That was a shame they lost that game. That kid did everything. 125 yards rushing, 112 yards receiving. What more could this guy do? I mean, seriously, if the only thing more he could do is play defense. Maybe it's possible. The Ravens and Raiders, let's talk about that quickly. Don't ask. Lamar Jackson's the quarterback, not Joe Flacco. They give them another dimension. He can throw enough, he runs, and he makes Gus Edwards relevant. 118 yards, 2 games in a row over 100 yards, right? So Joe Flacco's not getting this job. It's over for him. Adios, Joe Flacco. Maybe he's a Giant next year. I don't know where he is. It won't be with the Ravens. Chargers, Cardinals. The most shameful thing I saw yesterday was Melvin Gordon getting injured on a trick play. Why was he even out there? Seriously, the Cardinals are one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Josh Rosen's the most overrated quarterback. This guy looks terrible, by the way, really bad. And you're winning this game convincingly. Why didn't you even play Melvin Gordon? Austin Eckler is good enough. Now, Justin Jackson's a kid you might want from Northwestern. He looked pretty good yesterday. But the Chargers are moving. They're going to go to the playoffs. Hopefully Melvin Gordon will be back for the playoffs. I don't think you're going to see him until like week 16 or week 17. I really don't. I think he'll be off 13, 14, 15. Maybe you see him in 16 and 17 if they need him. Broncos played very well yesterday. Very impressive. Phillip Lindsay, terrific young player. Really runs hard. Very aggressive. But Juju Smith-Schuster, wow. What a game. And Ben Roethlisberger, who said he can't play well on the road. They still should have won that game, though. Broncos played well, but Case Keenum didn't do enough. Ben deserved to win that game. The Colts-Dolphins, I want to give the Colts a lot of credit. They were behind in this game to the Dolphins, and then they really came back in the fourth quarter. Now, Marlon Mack took a big hit from Kiko Alonso, and I would be a little shocked to see him play next week. He got a really big shot. So be careful there. I think Nyheim Hines is going to come into play next week. T.Y. Hilton looked good. Dontrell Inman, he's a legit number 2 there for Indianapolis. Okay? And Eric Ebron, if you drafted him this year, good for you. The Vikings just beat up on the Packers. Adam Thielen, best player in the field. I mean, better than Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he was. He was best player on the field yesterday. And I don't know if I blame Aaron Rodgers or I blame the play calling, but Green Bay needs to fix something. It just looks broken. It looks broken there. And when it looks broken like that, you have to fix it. Okay, so tonight's game, I'm sorry if you have to watch this one. It's going to be really boring. The over-under is like around 40 or 41. It may go under. Mariota maybe goes 220 to 230 yards tonight. Derrick Henry 40 or 50 yards. Corey Davis maybe 60. I like Jonnu Smith. He's my favorite Titan. He is. For Houston, I love DeAndre Hopkins. If he can get into a matchup with Malcolm Butler, who suffered. Lamar Miller has to do a good job. They need him to establish the run because they want to limit Deshaun Watson's passing. But and the Titans are a very mercurial team because sometimes they play great defense and sometimes they don't. Okay? But I think this may be one of those games where they show up and play good defense. I think this is going to be a field goal game. Suckup, Faribault, both have 2 field goals in this game. So if you need this win, I hope it helps you tonight. And I hope you advance to week 13. And it's a big week next week. So remember, speaking of big, today it's our big sale at scoutfantasysports.com. If you enter the promo code 641, 6FOR1, you get 6 months for the price of 1. I can't give you a better sale than that. 6 months of our content for the price of 1 month. Please do that now, okay? Scout Fantasy Sports, 6 for 1, 6 months for the price of 1. But I got to turn my voice off, guys, because it's killing me right now. So right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Good luck tonight if you need it. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!